Hey guys, it's been a while. Well, not really. I guess I just did a video on my generator, huh? Um, so I got some other parts I've been needing. I've got a gas cap and a radiator cap on order. Obviously, I got my generator belt. You can see that. I went ahead, and since it's December now, been getting pretty cold here at night. I've just been running water in this thing and then draining it whenever I run it. I've really been wanting to get some actual antifreeze in it so I don't have to keep filling it up with a hose. So I had to tell myself before I could even put antifreeze in, I needed to get some new hoses and clamps put on. And so the other day while I was getting my generator, I went ahead and picked up some new hose. And that hose isn't the cheapest on earth. It's I think it's like $9 a foot, or I don't know. I just know they're not cheap. But those are reproduction clamps that would have originally come on. I even got my, I don't know if you guys can see that or not. I don't know. Got my bottom one on. That was a pain in the butt. It's taken me probably an hour and a half to get the old ones off and the new ones on. I actually had to end up taking my lower water pipe off, which you guys can see. I didn't think I'd have to. Otherwise, I would have grabbed a new gasket. But I just had some gasket maker. Once again, yeah, there it is. And went ahead and just put some new gasket maker in it. That's what the previous owner did. Which don't surprise me. This thing has a bunch of gasket maker on it, which is like the blue RTV sealant. So somebody's been into this at one point, but I had to clean some gunk out of the bottom of my block, some calcium and stuff like that. But other than that, it was pretty clean. I don't have my generator wiring yet. I need a battery. And I think, I'm not 100% for sure. Let me check if there's any bugs in here. Doesn't seem to be. Pull that over. I need to get a new seat at some point too. I may have to end up getting new ground cables and a new positive cable. I don't know. Because I don't think they contacted. There's like 2 or 3 ground cables ran on this thing right now. Which I'm assuming is because they lost good ground. I fully plan on redoing this light right here. But I'm in the process of fixing this light, which I'm not really fixing this one. You guys have seen the other good one. I just haven't cut that one off. But I have 2 headlight gaskets coming. I say new. The used light I'm putting on it needs a new lens. So it'll be getting a new lens. But it should look pretty good. I've got a light switch on the way. I got a bunch of just little parts on the way, really. I've got a light switch on the way. I'm thinking about rewiring my kill switch in, because I just recently learned that even though John Deere always recommended you just run them out of gas to kill them, on these later ones that were just gasoline, they actually, I don't know if you guys can see that or not. I may have to get it at a different angle. They said it was okay to just kill them with a kill switch. Because I wondered if somebody drilled a hole for the kill switch or what. See, there's the hole for the switch, and that's just a grounding wire that goes in there. And it goes up, if I remember correctly, to that bottom switch right here. But I'm getting actual correct switches for this. No, I'm sorry. That's my light switch. This is my kill switch. Off and on. Obviously, you guys know it's not correct gauges. I hope my amperes gauge does work. I don't know. It's only a 15-15 sweep. This being a 12 volt, I don't know if that's going to mess with it or what. I may have to change to like a 30-30 sweep. Uh-oh, I'm stuck. In order, for it to accurately show me. I'm just trying to think of what else. I haven't been updating on this thing nearly as often as I should. I've been keeping a journal of everything I've been doing to it. I've been keeping, actually I take that back, I kept up on it until the end of the show. And then after I got done with the show, you know, I never really updated much because I hadn't been doing much with it. But yeah, pretty much, and I shouldn't be doing this, but I just wanted to get a lot of little stuff done right now. For my birthday, I'm asking my mom and my wife to go ahead and pitch in and get me that number 5 sickle mower to put on the back. I have the brackets at home. I thought about bringing them out and attaching them today, but I don't have the hardware to do it. And I need to get the drawbar moved in. There's a guy, Gary Buer, I met online. He's got a good PTO shield. That's just your flipper guard. I still have yet to know what that exactly is for. So if somebody can tell me, I'm just curious why they even put those on there. But Gary Buer has a good PTO shield I'm going to buy off of him. That light I'm going to eventually rebuild as well, because this one is actually good. I'm going to have to fish out the old red bulb, and I need to take it completely apart, see if that switch is any good. It probably ain't. Then again, it might be. Get a new gasket. It may need a new clamp. I don't know. Eventually I'm going to have to get a new battery box, because it's rotten in the bottom and it's causing it to tweak a little bit, tweak to one side. That sounds kind of bad, sorry. And it's causing my seat to actually bind up if I wanted to move it forward and back. It does move forward and back with a hammer, and that's just because it's one side's out of whack, and you can see it. My seat goes a little to the left there. Anyways, like I said, it's just been a while. I actually wanted to come out and work on it. Anybody has any tips or tricks? I really would like to get this wheel moved out some. I don't have much room to play with to, move out so I can actually fit it onto a trailer and take it to shows and stuff. But I really got to get this moved out. At least to the point of where, like this one is. You can see there's only, I don't know, probably about 3.5, 4 inches there. You can see how much extra room is there. So that's got to come out a good 7 inches. Make it easier to get up on and off. Before shows start next year, or before, our big shows, I plan on getting an actual muffler for it. And like I said, all the wiring by then should be done. I want to go ahead and get an actual sheet metal bolt kit from Sharps and put all new sheet metal bolts and stuff on it, because I'm missing some and all that. My grills aren't sitting in their proper spot. It's just because whenever I put this thing back together, I didn't do a great fitting on it. Actually, I guess it's not too bad right now. I think the biggest thing is the rubber underneath there. I need to get new rubber pads. Just go find some junk rubber somewhere. I would use my old hoses. Oops, sorry. But there's not much left to them, and they're old and they're hard. I don't know, I may cut some squares out of it to see if I can use them. Hopefully before shows start next year too. I'm thinking about getting a new set of front tires. These are 6x16. I think I told you guys that once. As far as I knew, John Deere B's came with 5.5x16, but I like the 6x16s better. I don't know if they make a 6.5/16 or not. I bet that would probably look pretty good. But so this is my update. Hell of a good belt in there. I'm fighting getting it lined up. And my little bracket isn't lining up like it should. That's also my next question. I got to go home and research, because I don't have good internet signal out at my mother-in-law's, which is where I'm at now, is how exactly that goes on. Does the hole go on the generator, or does the sliding part go on the generator? I don't remember. I need to go pull up videos of my old B and look at it and figure it out. I know this is kind of a long video. There's just a lot, going on. I'm also going to research and see if I can't figure out how to get my magneto hotter. Just guys, I mean, it's working fine. Yeah, great, dandy. But I've always, these guys out there who are running them all the time, they either put a distributor on them, which this one had the option of having a distributor, or you could have gotten a Wyco X. Well, this one got the Wyco X, and magnetos don't create the hottest spark, but they work. I mean, it runs good. But I know they actually run, and it's almost noticeably better with a distributor, because a distributor you can run a hotter spark with. So the last magneto I had rebuilt for my old B, they said they rebuilt it, and they rebuilt it hot, which they said was, pullers, like if you're running a magneto, they build them hot. So I don't know if they put a hotter coil in it. I don't know. I would only imagine so, because I don't see why a condenser and a points would make anything hotter. But I may actually end up taking this off and taking it home with me tonight. Yeah, I'll have to retime it, but get that cleaned up. I'm not even sure exactly what model. I know it's an X, but like XB, well, not an XB, an XH something. But that's all that's going on. I'll have some parts coming in next week. Little parts, like I said. Lens, pretty much light stuff. Gas cap, radiator cap. Like I said, if somebody could really help me out and tell me how I can get this loose, that'd be great. One of these is stripped, and I don't know if the hub is stripped or if it's the bolt that's stripped. If I remember correctly, it's this one down here. It can just, yep. It just free spins, so I don't actually looking at it. I think the screw itself is stripped, so I hope my hub isn't stripped. And then I got to try to get that clamp off, because I've looked at videos of whenever I first bought it, and it was sitting out probably 3 or 4 inches. And just for me driving it around, it's moved in, which, as you can see, which this tire was brand new whenever I bought it. It's got some wear on it now, just because this is a cheap rubber. It's softer rubber than the American-made stuff, so it's worn. But anywho, as I've been driving it around, it's moved in, and it doesn't wobble whenever I'm driving it. It's not noticeable, but I've slowly noticed it's gone in. But yeah, if you guys have any questions or comments, please feel free to post. I'd love to hear from you all one of these days. Right now it's just getting it to a point of where it's pretty much factory original, and then one of these days I will worry about repainting it and doing the body work on it, because whenever I do that, I'll basically strip the tractor down, get all the accessories off that I don't want to be green, haul it up to a sandblaster, get it sandblasted, paint it, and then everything else I'll paint separately, and then I'll have to get the hood and the grills to a body shop. And obviously my lights and my light brackets, because these lights and light brackets are from an A, but obviously the A's and the B's at the same, use the same equipment. So, and then eventually, well, one of these days I'm just going to have to tear it down and get actual gaskets put on. Because somebody's been into this, I don't know what for, but there's forma gasket, what I call forma gasket. It was somewhere else. I think the valve cover had a little bit on it. The lower water pipe had it on it. The radiator had it on it whenever I rebuilt the radiator. All of this back here, I've torn a lot of it off because it was just hanging. But all of that back there has it. That's got it. I mean, it's everywhere. I'm leaking, actually, from that joint up there, which kind of blows, and it had forma gasket on it, too. So, I need to go through and replace everything, all my gaskets on it. There's my pup, Eli. His name is Eli. We call him Button. That's his last name, Eli Button. Or we call him Button Butt. buddy.